super excited to share with you a game called So Clover. It is a cooperative word association game that kind of feels like the love child of code names and just one. And there's just something really great here. So what happens is players each gather one of these clovers, a dry erase marker, and they randomly populate their clover with these little square cards that have one word on each side. That's the magic. You have to randomly populate it because once you get these in your clover, you'll see that there is a space to write on each of the four sides. You have to essentially look at the two words that are next to each other and create some kind of clue. Now this is a one-word clue, and it could be popular like names. It can be proper nouns or well-known things, plural, whatever you want it to be, just one word. And you are going to write that in the clover above the two words that you're trying to associate with each other. Seems easy enough so far. Well, it gets more complicated. Now, you have to consider the words that are on the inside of the cards in addition to the ones that are on the outside, because your fellow players are going to try to guess what your associations are, but they're not going to get these cards in that place. They're just going to get your clues. So if I have the word cage and blanket, and I'm trying to create one word that might actually be something that people would guess, let's say I write chainmail. Now, you might be thinking, what does chainmail have to do with cage and blanket? Well, when I think of a cage, I think of those metal cages that have like the little grids. And when I think of blanket, I think of something that goes over your body. So cage is the chain part of it, and the chainmail as a piece of clothing is kind of like a blanket to me. It goes over the body. Now, will my actual fellow players get that? That's the fun part. You can't talk after you've created these clues. So let me create a couple more clues, and then I'll turn over my clover and show you how the guessing round works. So I have roll and pie. So I'm wondering what kind of association I can make between roll and pie. And roll, R-O-L-L. Roll and pie. Let me think about it. Bowl and luck. So what's a bowl and luck? Aha! What about like a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow? Maybe I'll say leprechaun. Maybe they'll think a luck bowl is the pot of gold, because I can't write pot of gold. That's too many words. So I'm going to write leprechaun. Pearl and peace. That's my other associations. Pearl and peace. Peace. Peace sign, peace, dove, pearl, oyster, pearl, shiny, white. I'm not getting anything right now. It's not hitting me. Let me think about roll and pie again. What about a pie that's rolled up? Ooh, what are those things that are like Yule logs? I'm going to do Yule log. No, not Yule log. What are those called? Is there a kind of pie? Oh, a turnover. Oh, maybe a turnover. Turnovers, you use pie crust. And they also are kind of rolled up. I'm not sure I like that one. Might be a little hard to get from my players. Pearl and peace. What about wisdom? Pearl of wisdom and peace requires wisdom. That's going to be really tough. I'm going to put it, but that might be like the hardest one that they're going to face. So now that I have written on my clovers the word that I associate to the two words at the top, I take them out. Here's the tricky part. I add one from the pile and I add it. So now I have 5. I shuffle these up and I place them on top of my clover. And now whenever we're all done writing these in secret and we've hidden our clue, we've hidden everything, we then choose one person at a time to simply show their clover, throw out their cards like this, and they simply get to determine, where do my cards go? What makes the most sense? What did Kim do? And that's where you, as the player who wrote the clues, you just have to sit back and say nothing, right? You can't engage, you can't, like code names. You're not allowed to make facial expressions, don't laugh, don't smile, don't, say anything. You have to just be really quiet while everybody else at the table puzzles out, I think this and that and the other. Wow, this has got to be, leprechaun, luck. Leprechaun and luck. That's got to be something, right? And then you look at it and you go, well, there's no way that wisdom is fuel. Is wisdom fuel? And you just keep talking through it as players place out these cards. Now, I am going to get my husband Lewis to write one of these with the cards that he picked, and I'm going to kind of puzzle through it together, because you saw mine as an example, and we're going to work through something that we don't know, and you can work through it with me in real time. So I'm going to try to talk through my thoughts, and you're probably going to be yelling at me through the camera, through the TV, because I know that the great thing about this game is having multiple minds voicing their opinions and thoughts and having everybody kind of hash out their logic. That's what makes this game so good, because you need to have people kind of checking each other. It's not as fun when you're totally by yourself trying to puzzle this out, because you only have your brain to think with. You don't have all of these other people at the table to think with. So give me a minute and we will come right back, and I'll have a new puzzle just for us to figure out, you and me. All right, so it looks like I've got camping, Franklin, antenna, and kitchen. Here are my choices. So camping, that seems like something I should do. Okay, so I've got a tent. Now, noodle goes to kitchen. Does Franklin go to bakery? I'm not sure. Let me see here. What else do we have for camping? Camping, bugs. A bug tent. Franklin, summit. I don't know about Franklin as a summit. Antenna, there's a pair of. Franklin protects. Better than office. A noodle office is not, maybe a noodle office is a kitchen. Oh, what about mint? Mint? Does the devil have antenna? Oof. A recent tent is not camping. Genius? Genius. Franklin is a genius. Antenna, a bug pair. Ooh, bugs go for there instead of camping. Okay. Genius. Genius mint. I don't like recent genius devil. No. A walk. Camping. Do you walk? Is it genius ice? Franklin ice? No. Franklin. An ice tent is not camping. A chick tent is not camping. This last one is really tripping me up. A noodle office is kitchen. Could be. A pear and bug, antenna. I think that's really strong, which means that Franklin is genius. A genius fountain? No. Ice tent is not camping. That'd be igloo. Genius layer? Genius. It has to be mint. Franklin is money. So a recent tent is camping? I don't know. That's a little much. Chick, walk, devil layer. I like walk for camping. And chick, a chick office? No. Fountain, genius mint. You know what? I think I'm going to call this as my final answer, and I'm going to see if I'm right or not. And it appears that I was correct. So Clover is a super fun, very replayable game that works with a lot of people. It says here 6 players, you've got 6 clovers in the box, and 1 round is essentially every player doing a puzzle, their own clover, and having it guessed by their fellow players. You want to earn as many points as possible. The way you score is if you get the clover right, all 4 of those cards are in the right space, you get bonus 2 points, 1 for each tile that you've placed correctly, plus 2. And that's a perfect score for a clover if you get all of them right the first time. Let's say you miss 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4, who knows, and you get a point for each of the correct ones, and the player whose clover is being guessed will simply take out the cards in the places that are incorrect and just set them to the side and say, essentially, those are not placed correctly or at all. So those are just wrong. Everybody at the table is going to get 1 more chance to try to replace any of the incorrect tiles and try to make those associations. And yet again, you get 1 point for each correct one. So there's a chance to earn 4 even if you don't get it right the first time. The whole point of the game is to have fun and to earn more points than you did last time. That's it. There's really no win or lose strategy here. It's fun when you get it right. It's fun when you get it wrong. And if you want an extra challenge, you can add 2 cards to the player's 4 that they essentially use as their grid instead of just 1. 1 throws a wrench in the game because you don't know what's here, and the associations you make might actually work better with this one than the one you had. So if you add 2, now your choices and the combinations just go up exponentially. So 2 makes it really, really challenging. I've played with 2 before, and boy, does it really ramp up the difficulty. Have fun with So Clover and have fun playing it over and over again. This is definitely going to make it to my table and be played at game conventions in the same way that Just One is. It's a great game, and it's got so many cards that how can you have the same combination ever? It's just impossible. So Clover is endlessly replayable and endlessly fun.